3D offers quality programming for you and your children, so please support us by calling us. Our operators are on hand, and the number is on the bottom of the screen. Right now, we're going to go to Earth Focus, a show showing you how to help 3 simple ways to help the environment. Enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome to Earth Focus, a weekly...
A compost pile is a mixture of all sorts of ingredients like grass and manure and all sorts of little fruits and veggies that are left over and stuff.
What about orange peels?
Like orange peels, those are fruits, Steve.
Thanks.
And well, what it does is they like all mix together and decompose and stuff, and then they turn into fertilizer, so you can, you know, help your lawn. Watch. Today we're gonna show you a compost pile. See, we got some animals, so we've gone ahead and put some manure in there. Now we've got some grass and stuff, and we're just gonna go ahead and build the rest of the compost pile for you guys.
So now,
we have a compost pile, because you can use it, and it's like fertilizer for your lawn. And it's a lot better to use the compost pile than to buy the organic chemical fertilizers that are harmful to our environment.
And it saves packaging too.
That's right. Yeah. And then we don't have to throw all that stuff in our overfilled landfills and hurt the earth. You people at home, you know, you can always recycle your extra paper from school and your Sunday newspapers and your regular newspapers. But if you just want to, you know, mess around or just get some paper so you can have scratch paper at school, there's a really easy way to do it. So you just take your leftover paper and you cut it into strips, alright? Put your strips in a big pot and then pour in some boiling hot water. Ooh, that's boiling. Yeah, lots of water. Then you pour in a fair amount of Clorox bleach. Now this is to make it so the paper's white, or well, it's not really going to be white, but it's to make it so it's a good color. Now go ahead and stir that up. Now this it might take a while. You got to get the paper real nice and mushy. Yeah, like that. Here, stir this. Alright, what we've done is we've taken a hanger and bent it out and then put some nylon on it. Now you can use this, or you can take the better way, which is to take some leftover screen and then mount it on a wood frame. And what this is going to do is it's going to support our slosh until all the water seeps out and dries. That's just about stirred?
Yep.
Okay, now if you're doing this at home, you're probably going to want to stir it longer, or until it looks pretty even colored. This is still, you know. But for time purposes, we're just going to go ahead and use this right now and give it a couple good stirs. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put this on the dirt and pour our slosh on it. Now you kind of sift it so it evens out a little. You don't want lumpy paper. Yeah, spread it out. Grab that stick. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and let that dry. You might want to wait a day or just a couple hours. And after I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, it should be dry enough. And then you can go ahead and peel it off, and voila, you got paper. And you can be as creative as this stuff as you want. You know, you can put little decorations in. Like if you want, you can put like colored thread in it, and that makes, you know, a really nice design on your paper.
And one other thing, like Clorox or something, to make paper, you shouldn't pour it down the drain or down...
That's right, Steve. they're harmful, and they can seep into our groundwater, killing wildlife and actually polluting our bays and reservoirs. Instead, you can have this stuff properly disposed of, and there are alternate methods, like for paint, you can spread it out on some plastic bag and let it dry and then throw that away. But you should never throw it away as is. Now, if you guys drink milk, lots of people do, then you're gonna have lots of these left over. And instead of throwing them away, there are certain recycling programs. But if you don't have one in your community, you can just go ahead and do lots of inventive things with them. Like, for instance, you poke a hole in it, and purchase one of these very cheap nozzles. And voila, you have a plant feeder. It's good, reusable, and cost efficient. Or for instance, you can just cut this out and tell us what we have here, Steve.
Well, it looks like we have a plant feeder here. And we got some strawberry,
A game for your kids where they could like toss bean bags in or something. And if you cut the entire top off, you can use it for a funnel for oil or any sorts of stuff like that.
and with your empty milk cartons, you can cut a hole in the bottom and make it come out, and you have a bird feeder. You hang it up on your house,
There you go.
and you got a bird feeder.
Economically safe and environmentally safe. Yeah, it's pretty safe.
I guess moonbeams.
Oh yeah, and on that reminder, for all you people out there with pools, instead of using your engine or heaters, which can waste electricity and, you know, cost a lot of money, there are other ways and more efficient, better ways of doing it. So, everybody go ahead and turn off your heaters and get a cheaper, more efficient solar heating cover. It keeps your pool nice and toasty, and it keeps your bill nice and low. Thank you.
See him again till later that evening. Hello, fair sir. To what do I owe the honor?
May I come in?
Sure. Please sit.
My name is Hank Morgan. I was born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut, so I'm a Yankee of the Yankees. My father was a horse doctor, and my uncle, he was a blacksmith. I was both at first. Then, I went to the great arms factory, where I learned my real trade. I learned how to make guns, revolvers, cannons, and all sorts of labor-saving items. I could make anything. And if I couldn't make it, I'd invent it. So, I was pretty good. In no time, I became head superintendent and had 10,000 men under me. Well, a man like that is a man full of fight. And one day, I got my match. It was with a fellow we used to call Hercules. He laid me out with one blow with a crowbar to the side of the head. It made every joint in my skull seem to overlap its neighbor. When I awoke, I was sitting under an oak tree in the beautiful, broad countryside. I looked up and I saw a man dressed from head to toe in armor. At first I thought he was from a circus. So I told him to go back where he came from. At this, he pointed his sword straight at me, and so I saw he meant business. Then I did what he said. He told me that I was his prisoner, and that I had to come with him. Well, he took me to a strange, strange place that he called Camelot. The few people that were dressed
We're all dressed in the same deranged manner as him. It was really weird. Look, I've written my story down. I would like you to read it. Start here. I have told you everything that goes on before. I must return to my room now. Take care, fair sir.
Awake, man! Ow! You are my prisoner!
Go back to your circus.
Get up! Come with me! On to Camelot you go! Page! Take this man to Camelot!
Yes. Boy, what is your name? And how old are you?
My name is Clarence, and I was born in 513, so I'm 15 years old.
Say that again.
513. What?
Say it again, and say it slow.
513.
Come on, boy! Are you in your right mind?
Of course.
And these people, are they in their right minds too?
Yes, of course they are.
And this isn't an asylum?
Of course not.
Either I'm a lunatic, or something awful has happened. Now tell me, boy, honest and true, where am I?
In King Arthur's court.
Now, according to you, what year is it?
528, 19th of June.
I don't know why, but for some reason I believe you. Now we'll find out if it's truly 528, because I know on June 21st, 528, there's an eclipse just past noon.
What do you talk of?
Never mind.
This is Hallett.
Sir Kay took me to Camelot and presented me before the round table. King Arthur sentenced me to die 2 days later at high noon. I was then thrown in a jail cell where Clarence came to visit me.
Escape? But the corridors are full of guards.
Not many, I hope.
But there's other reasons, more serious ones.
Other ones?
Yes,
What are they?
but I cannot tell you.
Come on. Come on, boy, be brave.
Well, Merlin, that powerful sorcerer has put a spell throughout this dungeon.
Merlin and his superstitious hogwash.
Superstitious hogwash, Merlin is a powerful sorcerer.
Is everyone here at Camelot so afraid of this Merlin's pretend powers?
Take those words back. These walls may crumble at any moment. You must take those back.
Look me in the eye. Boy, do you know why I laughed?
No, but please do it no more.
I laughed because Merlin is a pretend magician.
What? What do you speak of?
I have known Merlin for 700 years.
700?
In previous lives, he is nothing but a phony. He's a fake magician with a few cheap tricks. I can do much more.
Thou, my new friend, is a magician?
I am a great magician. Now I want you to go tell them. Go tell them that I am a magician, and if they are to harm me, I will do something terrible. And I will cause great disaster.
I went and told the king your message. He was very frightened and ordered your instant freedom. You would have been clothed and lodged as a great one, yet Merlin spoiled and you know not what you speak. They disputed long, but Merlin convinced the king by saying, you have not named the disaster. It is not possible that something shall happen because of that. So the execution is still in place. You will be burned on the 21st at stake on high noon.
Will you go back to them and you tell them that if they are to execute me, I will blot out the sun. Never shall he see the light again.
Your steak is ready.
Everyone was terrified about me blotting out the sun, except for Merlin, for he wanted me dead.
Oh, come on! Get off there. Son! Put it on. I shall blot out the sun! Halt the execution!
Let it burn!
The sun shall be blotted out forever!
He speaks of no truth! He is nothing as a
Never shall the sun! I will blot out the sun forever! Unless you give me what I demand!
The sun is disappearing! The sun! The sun!
Please!
Hello,
The sun!
people of the kingdom. And when Merlin begins spreading rumors about me, I blow up his tower using explosive which me and Clarence have made. This miracle solidifies my position in the country. Clarence and I make many changes, such as providing for some schools, factories, military academies, telephones, and telegraph lines. All these changes are done quietly, of course, so that they will not become too noticeable immediately. In the kingdom of Camelot, there were many liars. People who would travel to the kingdom and tell tales of ogres and princesses and captives in faraway lands. A girl by the name of Sandy. She came and told of how there were many ogres guarding 44 princesses and holding them captive. The king decided that it would be good for my soul if I were to go with her on the journey to find these ogres and set free the princesses. Several days later, as Sandy and I were traveling, she informed me that we were coming upon the ogre's castle. I, however, can only see a pigsty filled with pigs. But Sandy assures me that it is a castle, and those are princesses, and not pigs, who must be free. Rather than argue with her, I agree that this castle must surely be enchanted, but enchanted for my eyes only. Thus, I ride down and buy the pigs from the swineherds. Sandy and I then drive the pigs to a nearby castle where the princesses will wait to be reclaimed by their kin or friends. A short time later, another magician arrives, and for the moment, he shadows my reputation. All is not lost, however, for using a telephone that has just been installed in one of the abandoned caves in the valley, I predict that the king and his regime will be in the Valley of Holiness in 2 days. The other magician insists that the king will be traveling in the other direction. When the king does arrive on time, the other magician is discredited. Okay. The king and I have a number of problems on our journey because the king simply will not or cannot act like a peasant. Indeed, I managed to save us several times from being killed by once using dynamite to blow up a group of charging knights. After my adventure with the king, Sandy and I get married, and we have a child. It was a baby girl, We named her Hello Central. A few months later, Sandy and I take a tour of Europe. When all of a sudden, Sandy falls untimely ill. I go back to Camelot.